Hello, everyone. I'm recording this on Tuesday, August the 20th. Uh, Good week for us to miss a week of golf. It's been freezing, raining yesterday, calling for more rain today and more even tomorrow. It's very cool. So we got to miss a week. Not a bad week to miss. So we caught a break there. Um, Earlier today, I recorded another video regarding the options for next year. I'm going to cut in now and put that video in. It's a separate video that I put on a forum I'm going to send you, but just so in case you know, so that you know what we're talking about, I'm going to present you with three options for next year, and hopefully in the forum you'll vote on one of them. So let's listen to that video now. Hello, everyone. As promised last week, I said I'd come up and present you with some information regarding a survey I'm going to be sending out to you with this email update this week. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, but I think I've pretty well got a good handle on what is involved in making any changes to Men's League next year. So what we're discussing today, in fact, are three options I'm going to put in front of you. Okay. Option one is the most radical option of the three because it requires for me, the most changes, and there will be some minor changes from scoring and perhaps some minor impacts from your end. And option one is the option that anybody who is 65 years of age or older as of January 1st, 2025 would play from the green tees with an opt-out provision. Obviously, if you're a long hitter and you want to play from the whites, you can opt out. You can play in the mid-amateur area, and that would cover you. You could play it. You would be a mid-amateur, not a Masters. But for those of us who aren't hitting the ball as far, want to be able to reach the greens, and by the way, it's a lot of fun playing the greens. There's no question. Option one is playing from the green tees. Now, what does that mean? Well, in terms of points, nothing. Because the green tees have their own course rating and handicap rating. So whatever score you get there would be adjusted to fit with people playing from the white. So that's fine. So all the teams, the points, the total points, they're fine. And the fact is, we already have three groups: the Masters, the mid-amateur, and the intermediate group. So you're not even competing in the same division. So the Masters would be, the greens would be competing with greens and the others together. So from that perspective, there's no issue. From the points perspective, the teams, no issue because the points are adjusted according to the tees. Almost all the reports, there are no issues. There are perhaps the ringer report, because I can't do a ringer report from, I have to do a ringer report from the green tees. So the Masters group would have their own ringer report. It's fine, big deal. The big change would be prepaid skins. Anybody who chooses that option one, we would have to have a special prepaid skins for the group in the 65 or over category. They'd be taken out of the other prepaid skins. They'd have their own category, their own their own flights, probably only 2 flights, because we need about 40 players to sign up for this if you're okay with it. 40 to 50. And in terms of skins, you'd want about at least 20 in each group. So it would be nice 15 or 20 in each group, just to have a little bit of a pot. That's basically it in terms of changes or adjustments that would have to be made. So option one, if you're 65 years of age or over, on the forum, you're going to be asked, I'm splitting it up into 2 groups. I'm asking you the same questions, but option one is going to be the first group. I'm going to ask you question number 1. Are you 65 years of age or over as of January 2025? If you answered yes, you're going to answer the second question, which is, what option do I want? 1, 2, or 3? So what's option 2? That's just kind of sprung up. Well, okay, option 2 is kind of a hybrid model. Okay, so when you look at it, you look at our course, there isn't a whole lot of difference between green tees and white tees, except for holes number 4, number 5, number 7, and 9. And when you look at it again, the big issue for the shorter hitters is they have trouble reaching the green in regulation. So when you look at those 4 holes, you ask yourselves, which are the ones that they're having trouble reaching in regulation? And it's clear it's number 4 and number 9, right? They can reach number 7 in regulation, even though the tee block is up. In fact, if we move the tee blocks to the greens, it actually is a disadvantage for the intermediate golfer, because a lot of those guys take their driver, go over the trees and try to put it on the green. They can't do that from the green tees. So it's actually bad for them. They want to play from the whites on that one. So let's say we take 7 off the table. They play from the whites there. And number 5 is reachable. It's a par 5. You can get on in 3. So really don't need to move the green tees up for 5. But number 4 and 9, that's the issue. So what option 2 says, for all players, whether you're 65 years of age or older or whatever, on holes 4 and 9, we play from where the current green tees are. The rest of the holes we play from the white tees. It's kind of a compromise, and it gives everybody, young and old, a chance to reach the greens. And this is the issue of having a men's league when you have players from 18 to 80 something. You have to try and kind of accommodate as many people as you can. And this option actually does that. The issues, well, in terms of scoring, prepaid skins, no issues there. There's a minor issue in that the course rating and slope rating should be lower, but I'd be using the white one. So it's the same for everybody. So I don't see a big problem there. So option 2 is a compromise, a hybrid model. It's for all players. We play all the white tees except for holes 4 and 9. Those 2 holes then would be in play for everybody. They could reach the greens in regulation. So that's option 2. No other ramifications, no other changes I have to make, because the course would be the same for everybody. Okay, what's option 3? Option 3 is no changes, none. So whether you don't want to, I like the white tees, and guys who can't hit the green too, tough luck. I mean, they can't, that's what the handicaps are for, and that's what we should be playing. And that's fine. I respect that decision. And I respect any decision that we come up with. There is a 4th question, and the 4th question is, give me your comments. I'm sure I'm going to get some comments and ideas, things I didn't even think of. So we're beginning the discussion now. After hearing some feedback from you, I might even get more feedback and maybe more good ideas that we can make some adjustments to what I'm presenting to you today. But I think I'm giving you 3 good options to look at. Quite frankly, I think I respect whatever decision you go in. I can play from the whites or the greens, or from option 2, the hybrids. I'm good either way. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to see people have an enjoyable experience. I hate going out there and watching golfers not enjoy it because they cannot compete at the same level they were before, and that's something you need to have a little sensitivity to. They want to compete for prizes. The prize issue is not the issue anymore, because we've separated greens, whites, and the mid amateurs and intermediates. They all have their own prizes. We've shortened the field. We've made it possible for everybody to compete on an even playing field. This is the last thing. What can we do to make it more fun, especially for the older golfers who are declining in their strength and can't hit that ball 300 yards anymore? So I present that to you. You've seen the video. Now you can fill out the form. If you have any questions, just email me and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, for next year, I'm going to take your feedback. Some of you may have some great comments and maybe some good suggestions, maybe some tweaks we can make. whatever. And then later on in this video, I'll kind of give you my stand on where I think we should be going. But certainly, this is an initial stage, an initial discussion to get a gauge of what you're thinking of. I want to know what the people who are going to be 65 years of age and over are thinking of. I want to know what the rest of the group is thinking of, and how we can accommodate. We have a very diverse league. As I said in the video, when you're dealing with people from 19 to 85, you got to be flexible in some things, and it just gives I know in playing the greens, it's so much fun. I mean, I can't hit number 5 and 2, but from the greens I can, and it's fun to do that. It's just fun. So I understand, and I understand both ends of it. But I will emphasize this: I have utmost respect for the satellite league and those people who tell me that they want to play greens, play satellite. It's not the same league. They have a different focus, and their focus is to have fun, keep it low key. They have one competition a week, and that's fine. They have a points total, and they're happy with that. And they like playing $30 a year. They're happy with that. They're happy with their times. They're not. I'm not trying to do this to attract them back. That's not it, or to prevent them. This is for people who want to be more competitive, who want to have, compete with people their own ability level, and have prizes and skins, and there's a lot of stuff going on in men's league that you can't get, stats and everything. They like all that stuff. So it's not the same league. So it gives you an opportunity. Now, I might be told, no, you know, you're all going to play whites, or we're not going to have a men's league, and that's fine. If I'm told that, I'm told that. I'll go ahead. I'm good either way, but I'll give you my rant later on. First of all, I'm here to discuss the playoff races and team playoffs. I've put in the week 17 scores. The overall scores have been put in. I didn't put in the high points for this week because it's the same as June 19th. And I didn't put in a lot of the weekly stuff. I didn't put in. I just left blank. I did update most of the cumulative ones, the ringer scores, the personal stats, the birdies, and stuff like that. That's all been updated. The what you got on week 17 has been updated. Your hole by hole score. The gunners, I didn't put that in yet. That'll be updated next week. So the gunner and the putting scores will be updated next week. I've just left it as they were. So, but what I did do is the team scores, and let's take a look at that now. I'm going to share my screen here. There we go. So, where do we stand with the teams? Next week is the last week to qualify for the playoffs, and you can see everything up into this red line. This red line down here is in the A group. So right now, Team Beggs at 470 is the team to overtake. So we have several teams above and below that could either drop below or go one good score on any of these teams here, and they can move up. So 468 right now is 2 behind. Any one of these teams could move in. But I will tell you this. Suppose one of these teams gets that 2 points and ties Team Beggs. Team Beggs moves on because they were ahead the week before. So just so you know, it was important to have a higher total the week before. And that's how we're going to break the tie. So this is going to be close. Team Fitzgerald, Team Aboud, Team Fitzgerald, Pat and Warren, Team Bonesteel, Team Pereira, Team Riddell, Elliot Riddell, Team Bowles, all in this. Even a long shot for Team Aerosmith, but it will take a long shot. They need to gain at least 5 points and hope Team Beggs doesn't improve upon their score, or any one of these teams doesn't improve upon. So that's so far for the A race. For the B race, right now the cutoff is, where am I? All right. So Team Dickey is the last team, and Team Pilkington are tied for the last playoff spot in the Bs. But any one of these teams from here to here, let's see, how far does this go down? 458, 457, Team Deneen, St. Louis. Well, who else? Yeah, these are pretty well the team. These teams are all kind of in the race here. Armstrong, McDonald, Sapella, Dickey, Nicholson, Stanley, St. Louis, and Deneen. Anyone could be in either drop below or move in. So that would be the B playoffs, and then anybody, if you didn't make the B, you're in the C playoffs. So that's where we stand with the playoff standings after week 17 has been put in. So let's take a look at the flight championships, right? So for those of you new to the league, the flight championships, we take the leaders in each flight, the top 4 players move on. Now, the last week for qualifying for that is September the 4th. So you've got a little time, you've got 2 weeks. And right now, these are the ones in contention. In Flight A, Aiden Coyle at 231, all the way to Jeff Hall at 221. The top 4, remember, up to 228 make it. So any one of these guys can move into that top 4. So right now it's Coyle, McEwen, Ritchie, and Watson, who are the qualifiers in A. In the B flight, it's Byrne, LaPointe, Stanley, Hunt, and a whole bunch of others. Pereira, Trenholm, Kelly, Mack, Sakiyama, Aerosmith, Van Kessel, Bulls, Giff, and Shillington, all in the B flight. In the C flight, we have Coué, Hunt, Baldwin, Kelly, Riddell, all at Coué's at 230, but the cutoff is 223. You can see how many people have a shot at this. And in the D flight, right now, Busco at 223 to 219. These are the ones in contention at this point. Remember, you got 2 more weeks, so there's still a lot of time. Now, here's the deal with this. You could be in C flight this week, but next week, because you scored really well and your handicap went down, you can be in B flight. So this doesn't mean that JP, who's right now in C, if he keeps golfing well, could move up. He's at 6.91. I think the cutoff is 6.67. So if he moves up to 6.67, now all of a sudden he's in B. And that changes all B. And if Phil Byrne is at 5.12, if he gets below 4 point, I think it's 2.7 this week, then he moves up to A. So that's how this works. So just because you're in B this week or A 1 week, you could be in another division the next week. And finally, let's look at the overall races. Overall, let's go. I'll make this bigger here. In the Masters division, Keith Ritchie 228 points after week 17. Jim Trenholm at 224. Jim's been leading most of the year, but Keith has been playing really, really well, followed by a lot of people at 223. So race is still good. It's a good race. In the intermediate division, again, I'll make that bigger so you can see it. Aiden Coyle, Elliot Riddell. Aiden is running away with us right now at 231 and 226 for Elliot, Omar, and Al Hattab, Kyle Baker, Nick Bodwin, Dylan Hunt, all in the race, but it looks like Aiden's going to take this one. He's got, he's got still a lot of weeks left. I shouldn't say that because we're only at week 17 and we got 5 more weeks to go. So anything could happen. These guys can get some good scores and move up. But the way Aiden's been playing, he didn't play very well that week. He got 11 points. So hopefully we'll do better. And let's see what the other race is. Get out of the way here. Hold on, I gotta move this. Okay, so let's see. What do we got? In the mid-amateur, and this is the most competitive division. These guys are really good. 230s, Coué, McEwen, Byrne. Look at this. 228 is a 228 would be leading some of the other divisions. Hunt, Stanley, all in this one. So good weeks. None of the leaders had great weeks. Ken Watson did from week 8, number 8, but the rest of them had not. So that's where we stand right now. Hopefully, you got an idea. The stats page is updated. The website page is not. I haven't updated it yet. I will update it with this video. I'll send, and this video will also be in the email you're going to get. And I'll make mention on the website of the form and survey. There'll be a link in the email to the survey to fill out. So that's all I have. Oh, no, one more thing. I should give you my rant. My rant is not my rant today. It's my take. Right now, um, I think the best compromise and option number two right now is for all players. So all players would move to the would play number 4 and number 9 from the green tees, but the rest, all of us would play from the whites. There's not a lot of difference. As I said in the video, hole 7, there's a big difference in the tee, but it's actually a detriment to the bigger players because they can't now go over those trees. They have to go around them. Number 5 is reachable in 3 shots. So there's no sense of moving to the green tees on that one. It's all reachable. That's the point of option 2, is to make every hole reachable for all players. So if you feel that it's a fair thing to do, then vote option 2. If you're 65 years of age and over, and you feel that, hey, no, I really like the green tees, I just want to play them all, the green tees, then option 1's your option. And if you really feel, no, I'm a purist, I think if they can't play from the whites, they should go somewhere else or struggle from the whites because they got handicaps. Handicaps help you and they keep your score, and that's true. We've had a lot of deep players, guys who older players win men's league. As I said, Gord Breen won it in 2010. Stu Whiteman won it when he was in his 70s. It happens a lot of time. The longest hitter doesn't always win this thing. So there's a lot of validity to that. It's just sometimes they want to be able to be more competitive, and we've done a lot of things to enhance that. In terms of having your own prizes. We've got prizes for just the Masters group now. So they can't complain that I'm competing against these young guys. I can't win close to the pin. Well, you can. You're competing against guys of your own age group. So everything's in play at this point. But however, if you want it more competitive, I've given you options. There might be a 4th option that comes out of this. You might decide that, I want, this is a good idea, but let's tweak it this way or that way. So I'd want to hear those ideas too. Anyway, that's all I got to say today. I'm getting repetitive here, and I don't want to do that. I want you to give me some feedback so I can make some decisions. I will make the ultimate decision on this in terms of where we're going, but I will discuss it with some of the older members, younger members, just to make sure that I'm on the right page. Anyway, thank you very much. And obviously, I'll be discussing with the captain. He's kind of important. Hey, Phil, you're in on it. Don't worry. It's kind of important. You'll be getting some ideas. Thank you very much. And until next week, play well, everybody.